the year of streaming and learning to code. I am currently 62% of the way through JavaScript. And we are continuing from lesson 6, data structures. Technically, section 6, data structures. The first lesson, arrays and objects in JavaScript. I know we're going to try and make the biggest dent possible in this. We're probably going to finish it. I'm not sure if we'll get to contact lists, but we'll see how this all plays out, right? Okay, we are set. We've got audio, webcam, codecademy, little kitty is in our lap, already napping, and we're off. Let's do this. Diving into arrays and objects in JavaScript. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into today. And we saw, was it yesterday? There's, what, 17 sections? No, maybe that's how far we could see down the list. Maybe there's 20 something? No, 17. Okay. 17 sections for today. We've encountered worse. Go time. You know this. You already know about arrays, so we won't spend a lot of time going over them. Go ahead and check out the past exercises on arrays if you need a refresher. I'm going to click on it just for fun. Instructions. Create an array called list in the editor. It may contain any data you want. Make sure it has at least 3 elements. If I'm not mistaken, list equals, and I think it's just brackets with a semicolon, like 1, 2, 3. Shot in the dark. Don't recall. Variable. Okay. And then console log blah. Meet arrays. Meet arrays. Variables can store numbers of strings, but so far we've only been able to store one variable, one string. Good thing we have arrays. Store lists, can store different data types. Ordered so position of each piece is fixed. Example, blah diddly blah. Syntax, variables, something or other, instructions, junk. Good. Strings versus numbers. Save and submit. Next. Arrays positions. Array positions. Identifying 3, so junk data 3 brings up 31. Ta-da! Okay, and then last, loops and arrays 1. Awesome job. Now you've learned about arrays. Time to access one of the elements, but what if there were 100 elements? Let's print out every element of an array using a for loop. Variable cities, Melbourne, Amman, Helsinki, New York City, Tokyo, Le Mans. Something about something. Variable I. Okay, so for loops. Variable I start, I stop or end, and then how we get there. Console log, I would like to visit cities, I. Okay. God, that's so clever and so interesting how that worked. I guess we were the ones who set that up, so yes, good. Next, a refresher, especially if they aren't gonna. We've made it 81 days. Usually they always go over stuff and refresh the info, but this time around they are not. Kind of admirable. Not gonna lie. Loops and arrays too. Time for you to write your own array and loop over the array. links Fox Samus Zelda, variable IO, name length, ++ console log. I know someone called, names blankety blank. And lastly, inclusion. You've done an awesome job. Loops are always a little tricky when you first meet them, but they're worth learning because they're really useful. What now? You have so many useful tricks up your sleeve. If else statements, functions, for loops, blah, blah, and blah. Let's close out of that. Okay, so onwards. Section 1 of 17. Here we come. You know this. You know about arrays, so we won't go over spending a lot of time. Check out the past exercise, which we just did as our refresher. Create an array called list, variable, list. It can contain any data you want. Make sure it has at least 3 elements. That's got 3. Next. Access by offset. Good. Do you remember how to access an element of an array by offset with the bracket notation? Check the hint if you need help. Instruction. Log the third element of the languages array to the console. Make sure to do this by accessing the third element's index. Whoa, little cat, just me. I'm typing. Okay. Alright, let's do... Was it just console log? Pretty sure it was console.log language, semicolon, languages. Why are we struggling to spell languages? Languages, brackets, and if they want the third element, that will be index dos, I believe. Shot in the dark. Let's give that a try, shall we? Hopefully. Boom! JavaScript in your face, codecademy. Topher, hey man, how you doing? How's oh god, I do not know what day it is. We're in March. How's your day in March going? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Hopefully you're having an awesome Wednesday. Access by offset. Good. We didn't even need to check their hint. But look at that. It's all there. It is all there. Now, interesting. They just throw languages in by itself. What happens if we do it a second time without console log? I don't think anything's going to happen. Let's comment that out. Yeah. Make sure you log the third element of the array to the console. Okay, so they did want us to log it to the console log. Beautiful. There's that. Let's back this up. All is well in the world of section 2 for this. Onwards to section 3. Having an average Wednesday, so I suppose that's good. Average Wednesdays are welcomed, as long as they don't suck. Wednesday tends to be generally terrible. So, although little kitty hasn't had a bad Wednesday pretty much ever, because you know she doesn't pay taxes or do anything with her life, so she just kind of eats and sleeps. Her life is kind of one big vacation. Isn't that right, little cat? Alright. While she is enjoying her nap, we are going to forge ahead. Section 17, making progress, slowly but surely. Array properties. Good work. If you remember, arrays have a property in common with strings. They can both use .length. When you call .length on an array, it returns the number of the element that array has. Instructions under your existing code. Log the number of elements in languages to the console. Under your existing code, so under you, log the number of elements in languages to the column. So languages dot length. I know I opened the hint, but now I'm looking at, okay, so console log languages dot length. Good, good. Our hunch was right. Successful hunching. Languages dot length. Languages dot length. Fantastic. Fire away. 5. Beautiful. Look at this little kitty. We are hacking away at arrays and objects in JavaScript. Iterating over an array. Combining all these ideas with a for loop, you can iterate over the languages array and print out each element in turn. Instruction. Go ahead, use a for loop to log each element of languages array to the console. Click stuck, get a hint if you need a reminder for for loop syntax. Well, let's give it a shot. We can open up. But yeah, Topher, I missed the last several streams. How far along are you with JavaScript? I am now 62% of the way through JavaScript. A lot of the stuff that I had gone over was more of expanding upon the earlier ideas. Kind of, I guess, earlier ideas is in just doing more work with like for loops. I know we're back to arrays, but they kind of, I don't know how to word it. The best way to word it is by showing, right? Right? Why listen to me yammer and I simply show? Look at this. So, the fun that I've been doing, I was going to say it was a lot of for loops and while loops. They went over a lot of the basics in the intro. They hinted at learning functions and for loops and while loops and control flow with and or and not and other stuff, all things that they've covered in this language in the other sections. So like now at section 6, 6, 7, and 8 really I think is the good stuff where they focus more on the object side, object-oriented programming. So yeah, I definitely think the later part of this section, so if you had to miss a section, I think the last couple streams were probably the ones to miss. Because the first 2 were the foundation, then they kind of expanded upon the basic stuff, and now they're expanding more upon what I'm considering the more advanced stuff. So, but yeah, good times. Good times. Back to section 4. You'll find that every language has the same concepts for the most part, just different syntax, which is good. Yes, I have been noticing that, and that's helpful. I like that. 4 has a condition for blank syntax or curly braces. No, don't need that. Now, it will... Did they want us to log it? They did want us to log it. Console.log. Was it languages I? Brackets. I. Here we go. Okay, we've got variable I starts at 0, semicolon, I is less than the length of languages. We spell that right? Languages dot length, semicolon, I plus plus to iterate by 1. That seems relatively okay. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger. Let's do this. Hopefully we aren't stuck in an infinite loop. Boom! Languaged. Hard. I do want to see their hint, though. Okay, good. They don't have a semicolon at the end of the for loop. Fantastic. More with arrays. Onwards. Oh, that is a big-ass word. That's like 13 letters. God damn it. Header. Why is reading my weak point? Heterogeneous arrays? That doesn't sound good. That's not child-friendly. We're going to ask Robot Voice to read it for us. Speak. Where's the volume at? Heterogeneous? Although I don't know if I should be trusting the robot's pronunciation. It's got to be better than mine. Heterogeneous. You hear that, little cat? Why don't you stop being so heterogeneous on my lap? Good, good, good. Yelling at kittens. That's what this stream is about. Once you learn all this, you can basically throw most of it out the window if you start diving into ES 2015. Instead of variable, you use let const. Instead of for loops, you generally use map, reduce, filter. Instead of functions, you use fat arrows. Think liquid, solid, gas. Diverse states of content. Okay, I can kind of wrap my head around that. That's fun. Either way, it sounds like we should wash our hands when we're done. So let's learn what this is. All right. Now that we've reviewed some array basics, it's time to cover a little new ground. First, it's not necessary for you to put the same type of data in an array. For instance, you don't have to have variable pronouns I, you, we, variable numbers 1, 2, 3. You can have a Robot Voice, come back, I need you. Heterogeneous. You can have a heterogeneous array, which means a mixture of data types, like so. Variable mix 42 true towel. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, they went over that in their very first example. In the beginning of this, they said, don't mind me. I guess they're just saying that we can, maybe they didn't explicitly state it with the phrasing because they probably didn't want to confuse us. But in section 1, they say check out for loops. And yeah, see, variable, junk, meet arrays. This was from one of the first, the introduction to for loops and other stuff towards the end. But they've got strings and numbers mixed together, right? So I feel like this isn't anything truly new or special. Aside from the true. Oh, well, true. True is 1 or 0. That's okay. We're moving on. Anyways. Onwards. Instructions. Create a heterogeneous array called myArray with at least 3 elements. The first element should be a number. The second one should be a Boolean, true or false, and the third should be a string. Feel free to add more elements of any type if you like. Good. Let's do this. Variable myArray. Oh, that's not right. We don't want a space there. MyArray equals brackets. That's not the equals sign. We are getting ahead of ourselves. Semicolon. They said number first. 42. No. Yes. Wait a second. All of this is great. I want to do all of these. I don't know if anyone knows or cares or gives a damn, aside from true, but 42 and towel, these are all Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references, and this makes me happy. So that's why my go-to number was 42. We'll do false just to mix things up. But ideally, we're gonna do towel, because you shouldn't go anywhere without your towel. Especially if you've read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll know that. That's a given. Fire away. Beautiful. Next lesson. Okay, arrays of arrays. Sounds messy. Good. Next thing to know is that not only can you put a mixture of types in an array, you can even put other arrays inside arrays. You can make a two-dimensional array by nesting arrays one layer deep, like so. Variable, two-dimensional. We've got our initial set of brackets, followed by, looks like, two sets of arrays. One, followed by two. This array is two-dimensional because it has two rows that each contain two items. If you were to put a new line between the two rows, you could log a two-dimensional object or a square to the console like so. Flippity blah. It's magic. Instructions. Create a two-dimensional array called new array in the editor. It should have 3 rows and 3 columns containing any data you like. Check the hint if you need help. We'll open it up for good fun. To get 3 rows, you have to make sure you put 3 arrays inside of a new array. To get 3 columns, each of those arrays should have 3 elements. That all makes sense based off the 2x2 example they gave us. So what were their instructions? Create a two-dimensional array called array. It should have 3 rows, 3 columns. Here we go. Here comes the thunder. Variable. New array equals, not double equals, bad Stephen. We've got our initial array, master array. Then we're gonna have, no, bad, 1, 2, and 3. Nice. Inside, we are going to have, how do we want to do this? I know it's not necessary, but I want to structure it like so. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Here, we're going to have 2, 1, and 2? Hold on, don't mind me. I'm trying to structure it. I can see it in my mind. I just can't see it on the graph. 3, 2, 1. Do I need to call it to the console log to get it to print? I do. Hold on, console log. Console.log. Wait for it. New array. Oh, damn. How did they get it to make a fancy little square like that? Okay, hold on. We're gonna get there. Next lesson. Jagged arrays. This is called jagged. Oh, that's fun. Damn, I wanted to get it to print. I wanted a stack of 3. I just saw your comment. What do you... Oh, yeah, that's old news. Saw your comment. Damn. I wanted it to print 1 line, and then the second, and then the third. because I wanted it to go 1 in the corner, then 2s, then 3s, 1 diagonally followed by 2. Yeah, anyhow, you know what I mean. Jagged arrays onwards. Great work. That's a fine looking multi-dimensional array you've got there. Yours is nested once, so it's a 2-dimensional array. But if you really wanted, you could put arrays inside arrays inside arrays for even more dimensions. This is awesome. Sometimes you want arrays that aren't as nice and even as your 3x3 2-dimensional array. You may have 3 elements in the first row, 1 element in the second row, and 2 elements in the third. JavaScript allows those. They're called jagged arrays. Instructions: create a jagged array called jagged. You can place whatever you like in it. The only requirement is that it have at least 2 rows. That is, the first 2 elements need to be arrays, and those arrays cannot be the same length. Okay. An example of a jagged array might be 1, 2, and 3, since there are 2 elements inside the first nested array, but only 1 element in the second nested. Let's do this. Variable jagged. I believe it's yogging with a soft J. How many do they want? Created a jagged array called jagged. You can place whatever you like in it. Only requirement is that it have at least 2 rows. That is, the first 2 elements need to be arrays. Those rows cannot be the same length. So we're gonna kind of follow along with what they did, but reverse the numbers. We're gonna have 1, no, bad Steven, bad, 1, comma, space, 2. We're gonna count backwards. We're gonna do 3, comma, 1. We'll keep the odds together, and we'll do the 1 even number, 2. Throw in our semicolon. Beautiful, beautiful. Green check mark, lovely. Mid-lesson breather. 8 of something, you know. We're 8 deep. That's all that matters. Alright, mid-lesson breather. Well done. So far, you've reviewed arrays, how to access an array by offset, array properties, and iterating over arrays. Learn about heterogeneous. Damn it, robot voice, come back. Heterogeneous. I need to get that tattooed on my ankle. Although that's a bit long to have on my ankle. Maybe along my whole leg. Vertically on the back of my calf? I don't know. That's a lot. Heterogeneous. Learned about heterogeneous arrays. Learned about multi-dimensional arrays. And learned about jagged arrays. Instructions. Little kitty, you have been sleeping in the same spot on my calf for 30 minutes now, and my left foot is completely asleep. Thank you. Just throwing that out there. Instructions. Take a minute to reflect on what we've done so far. Then, when you're ready, click Save and submit code to learn about our last and most powerful data type, objects. The storm is upon us, finally. Alright, if we're reflecting, we're doing water. We're going to scratch the little kitty. Okay, we've caught our breath. We're good. We're doing good. It's good. 5:52. Heading into the heart of the beast now. Introduction to objects. 9 of 17. Bringing the noise. Nouns and verbs together. Let's go back to the analogy of computer languages being like regular spoken languages. In English, oh god, you sneeze. Oh, that was close. I was able to mute the mic in time. Usually my face explodes and then all that noise and frustration is blasted out live on stream. Not pretty. Not pretty. Okay. We're good? We are good. Nouns and verbs together. Let's go back to the analogy of computer languages being like regular spoken languages. In English, you have nouns, which you can think of as things, and verbs, which you can think of as actions. Until now, our nouns, data such as numbers, strings, or variables, and verbs, functions, have been separate. No longer, using objects, we can put our information and the functions that use that information in the same place. Okay. So nouns are things. Verbs are actions. Nouns are data, like numbers, strings, and variables. And verbs are functions. Do something. Okay. No longer, using objects, we can put our information functions that use that information in the same place. You can also think of objects as combinations of key-value pairs, like arrays. Only their keys don't have to be numbers, like 0, 1, or 2. They can be strings and variables. I think this is what Iro was talking about. Possibly. Who knows? Instructions. We've put an example of how objects can be used in the editor. Click Save and Submit Code to see objects in action. Variable, phone book entry, empty curly braces. Phone book entry dot name. Oxnard Multavo. Clearly, he is not from our part of town. Foreign exchange student, probably. Phone book entry dot number. 555-555-555-555. Phone book entry dot phone function console log calling this dot name at this dot number ellipses. Phone book entry dot phone. Yeah, let's pull the trigger. Everything except primitive types are objects in JavaScript. Everything except primitive types are objects. Everything are or is? Damn, Topher, that's a good question. Is everything? Don't mind the explicit example, but pardon me, everything is fucked versus everything are fucked. I think is the correct choice. It's got a better ring to it. So yes, everything except primitive types is object. Damn it. That won't work there. Are objects. It's the except. If you didn't have the sectioned off area from the commas, it would be is. But because it follows types, which is plural, it goes to are. It's either because it follows types, which is plural, or because it's in regards to objects, which is plural. One of those. It's okay. After we get through coding, I had mentioned one of the places I want to look at some of the coding stuff was codecademy, which I don't think their catalog even matches up with codecademy, which isn't saying a whole lot. But they do have other things like math and English. Oh yeah, that's right. We're streaming codecademy. Get ready for the grammar. Yeah, but that's a long ways from now, so that's after we conquer coding, which is a long journey ahead of us. Primitive types are numbers, strings, undefined, nulls, etc. Noted. Good to know. So we are pulling the trigger, and it's going to say calling Oxnard Montalvo at 55. Ellipses. Beautiful. Start next lesson. 10 of 17. Object syntax. Did you see that? The phone book entry.object handled data, a name, and a telephone number, as well as a procedure, the function that printed it was calling. In that example, we gave the key name, the value, Oxnard Montalvo, and the key number, the value, 55. An object is like an array in this way, except keys can be variables and strings, not just numbers. Objects are just collections of information, keys and values between curly braces like this. Variable, my object, key value, blah. Instructions, using the above syntax as a guide. Create an object, me, in the editor. It should have a name, key, with the value of your name as a string, and an age key with a value of your age as a number. Click something to get a hint. Okay. Well, I'll open it to move the instructions up. Variable. I think object is a primitive in symbols as of ES 2015. Here's a fun question. Who is ES 2015? That's gotta be fun. If that doesn't speak volumes about my understanding of all of this, I don't know what does. We're learning, little kitty. Careful what you ask for. We wanted to learn, and now we've got this. 81 days of confusion. Alright. We are doing something about objects. Create an object, me. Variable, variable, me, equals, that's ma. That's not going to get us a green check mark at all. Variable, me. Oh, we don't do equals. We are doing... What the hell are we doing? It does equal, and it equals curly braces. Which does get a semicolon. ES 2015 is the next iteration of the JavaScript language. Interesting. Fun question. ECMA script is the language that JavaScript is a subset of. ES standard for ECMA script. Oh. So the 2015 though, is that the year 2015? Because I can't help but notice that it's no longer 2015. Maybe that's when they started the project, I'm not sure. Or trying to move towards that. Maybe it's just an idea. Maybe it's chapter number. Verse number? Paragraph 20, line 15? No? But that's good to know. That helps. So it's a whole organizational thing. Gotcha. Noted. That helps. That clears up most of the confusion. Variable me, and they wanted name with a string. Name, string, semicolon, age, colon, BDX, ink, age, 26, do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do-do. Yes, standards take a long time to become standards. and to implement in all browsers. I should say in all modern browsers. Good to know. Now, why do they hate interesting? They use a quote. So this is, or a comma instead of a semicolon. Fascinating. This is like one gigantic array. But it's now an object because it just does everything. Next lesson, 11 of 17, creating a new object. Oh, little kitty, you're slowly waking up. The last JavaScript iteration was in like 2006 or something. Okay, so it's been a long time coming. Way cool. Creating a new object. Great work. You just created your very first object. There are two ways to create an object using, oh no. Damn it. That came out of nowhere. Little kitty. Her sleepiness is just emitting off of her. It's a sleepy aura that my body's consuming. She's infecting me. Okay, she's draining my ability to stay awake. Lies. Creating a new object. Great work. You just created your very first object. There are two ways to create an object, using object literal notation, which is what you just did, and using the object constructor. Literal notation is just creating an object with curly braces like this. My object, type, fancy, disposition, sunny. Variable, empty object, curly braces. When you use the constructor, the syntax looks like this. Variable, my object, new object, blah. This tells JavaScript, I want you to make me a new thing, and I want that thing to be an object. You can add keys to your object after you've created it in two ways. My object, let me shimmy that up. You can add keys to your object after you've created it in two ways. My object name equals Charlie versus my object dot name Charlie. Both are correct, and the second is shorthand for the first. See how this is sort of similar to arrays? Yes. Instructions. Let me open the hint to bump that up. Instructions. Recreate your me object in the editor, but this time use the object constructor. Once you make it, use the bracket notation or the dot notation to give it a name property with a string value, your name, and an age property with a number value, your age. Remember, JavaScript is case sensitive. It cares about capitalization. Note that you will see a little yellow triangle warning that tells you to use object literal notation. Generally, object literal notation is considered preferable, but it is important that you learn both ways so you recognize them in other people's code. Fascinating. I started talking about the last JavaScript. Okay, yes. I start talking about standards and you fall asleep. True. My guess is it's actually probably due to the lack of blood from my leg being asleep because little kitty's napping on an artery. That's just my shot in the dark. Isn't that right, little cat? Yeah, she's totally oblivious to the world around her. Good, good. Who needs blood circulating throughout their entire body to function, right? Not people learning how to code. That's for damn sure. Alright, so we're taking what we had, this, separated by a comma, I'll have you note, to this. Variable, my object equals new something, and then my name, my object name, something about Charlie, and these two are the same. It's preferred to be literal, but they want us to practice when the object constructor syntax. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Instructions. Recreate your me object in the editor, but this time use the object constructor. Here goes nothing. If we're going to piece this nightmare together, I'm pretty sure it's variable me equals, crap, why is there red? There we go. Don't be upset at me, Codecademy. Right? Something like that. So we've got no. We're doing the literal notation. Bad, Steven. Bad. Object constructor. So equals new? Is that right? God, that feels wrong. New object. This seems awful. Create your me object in the editor, but this time use object constructor. Once you make it, use either the bracket notation or the dot notation to give it a name property with a string value, your name, and age property with a number value or age. Why does this seem awful? Hold on. We're going to piece this together. I think it's stupid. This tells JavaScript, I want you to make me a new thing, and I want that thing to be an object. Okay. We're going to do it. New object. Semicolon. We're gonna do me dot name equals bdx underscore inc comma. They have a semicolon there though. This is so confusing. Duh, that seems wrong. Okay. Variable me is a new object. So maybe I can just do this on the line below. Maybe I can leave this blank. Cut that out. Variable me bdx inc semicolon me dot age equals 26 semicolon. It feels wrong. My soul feels itchy looking at this. What's going down? You were right. Use new object. Okay, good. Got that. The new keyword is used to create a new instance of a class, in this case, the object class. You do not pass anything to the constructor. Assign properties to the object after you create it. I feel like I'm close. Maybe it's just new and foreign to me and looks strange. You are right. Use new object, which we have. New object. Check. I think it'll still work. Maybe it'll be fine. I'm just going to hit the save and submit. Hey, green check mark. But why does it only have 26? You're right. Use new object. The new keyword is used to create a new instance of a class. In this case, the object class. You do not pass anything to the constructor. Assign properties to the object after you create it. They gave me a green checkbox. All mostly seems well. So we're going to look at section 12 and see if this makes more sense. Practice makes perfect. Great work. Let's make a few more objects just for practice. I think this should help. Create 3 objects called object 1, 2, and 3 in the editor. Use either literal notation or the object constructor and give your objects any properties you like. Hint, I'm kind of preferring the literal because I can see it, I guess, more clearly. Variable my object. Maybe this is what I was missing for the last one. Oh no, this is the same thing. Variable my object dot key, or my object bracket key 2, versus object construction. So this was right. We did this part. Variable me equals new object, and then it was this blankety blank equals value. So that's as good as it was going to get. So we did do it correctly. You will never use new in the real world to create an object directly. Okay. So that's just more of an example thing. Well, since they kind of said literal was the preferred way of doing things, even though variable my object seems to be shorthand and I can still follow it, I kind of feel like that's more useful, writing it the shorthand way. Not necessarily for just reading it, but like for actually using the code or programming. I don't know. I think I might stick with literal for now. Typically, you would do variable object name BDX Inc. age 27. Okay. Yeah. Age. God, what year is it? 2017. Still 26. Yes, 26. Okay, so yeah, if that's the case typically for that variable object, then yeah, we're definitely gonna do literal notation. That's my jam. Did they want create 3 objects called object 1, 2, 3? Do we call it any? Just my object? That's all they're calling it. Variable my object. Keep the show going. Object. My apologies. Object 1. Object 1. Would be something. Object 2 would be another thing. Just kidding, they use commas. Object 3 would be something else. Do we give them a value of sorts? I guess we'll do it again. 42. True. And owl. Called object. What? Yeah, of course. I just having to create on the spot, even choosing a variable, a lot to commit to for me. Save and submit. Oh god, did you make an object called object 1? Maybe not. Did I not? I kind of feel like I did. Maybe this needs to be... Maybe it needs to equal object 1. What was their error? Oops, try again. Did you make an object called object1? Yeah, I did. I did make an object called object1. Can you turn on the fan? Awesome. It's 1,000 degrees with little key. Remember that an object really is at its core a collection of key values and pairs. An object can have many key values and pairs, even containing keys with values and... Oh, that's right. So, hold the phone. So this is the arrays within arrays issue again, correct? Create 3 objects. Hold on. Hold the phone. Key values in pairs. All right, let's close that. So hold the phone. Why would this be different? Why is their example different than mine? I mean, if they wanted 3 things like key 3 and had, don't you claw me, little cat, value, quotes, 1, 2, 3. Like I think I'm missing. Copy. You know, there's definitely a disconnect. Because I see essentially the same exact thing. Dun 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 dun. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay, okay, back to reality. What you're doing is creating an object with 3 properties. Key value, or a key / a value pair. The instructions want you to create 3 separate objects. You have 3 cats, so you could create an object to represent each cat with its own name, age. Oh, I'm supposed to do 3 of these, so it's supposed to be variable object1. Son of a bitch. Okay. Topher, you're so helpful. Holy hell. Dear God. Okay. Okay. 2 and 3. That's awful. Look at that. Yay, that worked. That looks dumb, but okay. There we go. We're on track. I gotcha. That was me. They were only showing 1 example. I was extremely confused. I thought they were trying to say 1, 2, and then you'd add a third, but that is not the case. They did not want me to add a third. They wanted 3 of these, all in its entirety. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright. Fair enough. So, let's do... I don't know, we really don't need to do anything different per se. I will copy you. Copy. Do 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 do. There we go. That's about as clever as we're gonna get for now. Clear out this noise. Topher saved the day yet again, ladies and gentlemen. Let the record show he saved the city from burning down. Onwards to the next lesson. Section 13 of something. 13 of 17. We are so close. Right there. Alright, we are reviewing. Awesome. We've thrown a lot at you, but now you know what objects are, object syntax, how to create your own objects, instructions, ready to put your knowledge to work? Click Save and Submit Code to design your own objects in the next section. Oh, that's it? We don't have to do anything. Cool. Save and Submit. Reviewing. Stupid word. Heterogeneous. Robot Man, correct us. I am doubling down on heterogeneous. What do you think, little kitty? Yeah? No. Robot Man, tell us the answer. Yep, heterogeneous. At least that's what the male robot version of Surrey from England sounds like. Heterogeneous? Okay. Heterogeneous arrays. Let's warm up with some arrays. Let's make an array that's a veritable potpourri of data types. Those cheeky game. Okay, fine. Let's do this. But everyone, hey. Aeronomics? Fun. You a web developer? No, I'm studying C++, but no web yet. Sounds tasty. All right. Let's do this. Instructions. Create an array. My array. Its first element should be a number. Second should be a boolean. Third should be a string. And fourth should be an object. You can add as many elements of any type as you'd like after these first four. We'll crack open a hint. Booleans can be true or false. To add a boolean to an array, we could do variable bool1 equals true, my array, bool1, or to add an object to an array, we could do variable my object type, fancy disposition, sunny, my array equals my object. First year bachelor's degree in programming. Very cool. Well, that's fun. Do. Hey, little kitty, are you waking up? No? Did you want to move from under the desk? And out of my lap? No, you've totally given up on life. Good. Glad to hear it. Alright. Onwards. You keep sleeping, I'm gonna keep coding. Here we go. We have got my something. Variable. No, my array. No, equals. Just kidding. Oh, what do we want to do? Create an array. My array. Its first element should be a number. First element should be a number. Second should be a boolean. Third should be a string. And fourth should be an object. I'm just going to give it exactly as what they're telling me. And we're going to see what happens. So if they want a number, we're going to give them a number. That's one. Second thing they want is a boolean. True. There's that. We're giving them what they asked for. Third should be a string. Owl. And lastly, they wanted an object. Little kitty, if you claw my thighs. Well, you're getting out of my lap. Holy hell. You know there's arteries down there, right? Jesus. Very cool. Planning to do software engineering. Yeah, the course is based on becoming a developer. We'll see if I finish it due to the heavy maths, but coding is fun. Yeah, I dropped out because math is hard. Love the programming, hated the math. Indeed. Darn Boolean algebra and matrices. Yeah, it sounds painful. Sounds awful. Alright, so next is adding in the object. Dum dum dum. My array equals my object. Can I say my... This probably isn't going to work, but I'm just hopeful that it will. If I set up my object there and have you floating out here in the ether, variable, my object. No. Could be worse. Name. Frac. BDS. Inc. Comma. Age. I don't think that's gonna work for my array above. Although, you know what? They don't have the stupid red X next to all the code that I'm currently typing, so maybe it will. Shot in the dark. Let's see if that works. David Smith code. Holy little kitty, did you see that? They gave me a green check mark. I'm sure we could probably have some better syntax going on here, but the fact that they didn't laugh at me immediately, that's kind of a good thing, right? That's got to be a plus. That's got to be a plus. Yeah. Okay, let's see what they say for lesson 15 if we build upon that. Multi-dimensional arrays. Good. Now let's create a 2D array. Not only that, but a 2D array that's jagged. Remember, that means it's an array of arrays, and its nested arrays aren't all the same length. For example, variable, a list, we've got our initial brackets, and then we've got our first element, which is another array of 3 elements, followed by another array consisting of 1 element, which is our friend numero 7. Make an array called new array, variable, new array equals. It should be 2-dimensional, as it should contain 2 elements. In turn, our arrays, jagged, those 2 arrays should be of different lengths. Like in the link above, the ultimate kicker, make one of your inner arrays contain an object. Son of a bitch. Alright. Critical, hey man. How are you doing? We're partying here with Arianomics. God, I am not good with usernames, guys. 81 days. But you know what? We've only had like 19 people stop by over the course of 81 days. So, yeah. Critical, not too bad. How about you guys? Pretty good. I'm basically in the heart of JavaScript. Checking out arrays and stuff. Been working on a website for my brand my friend is making. Way cool. JavaScript is like the glitter of programming world. Seems like it spreads everywhere and you can never get it off once you use it. That's great. I've noticed most of the channels coding here on Twitch are doing JavaScript. I have a friend on his 3rd year. He says JavaScript is becoming a norm in web development. Yeah, all I'm currently doing JavaScript because Codecademy told me to. So, in a way of sorts, we're We're trapped in this nightmare. That's the grim version of it. Catalog. I'm just going through course by course Codecademy. Learn HTML, learn the essence of JavaScript, then Sass, website, command line, deploy website, Python, HTML and CSS, and now in the heart of JavaScript, followed by jQuery and React, and then Ruby, all that good stuff. So I'm just going in order, all of these down the list to conquer Codecademy. Good times. All right. Front end, back end, desktop. Arinomi was taken, and the guy is banned, so I can't request his name. Death. All right. Critical JavaScript glitter. Good analogy though. Kudos. That was a good call. All right, so here we go. We've got our arrays. We've got our. I am curious how they're doing. No, that's basically what we had before. That's nothing special there. Okay. This is the Earth. Let's do this. Variable. We have bracket life, semicolon. We're going to have 2, 1, comma, 2. Okay. This will be something basic. Again, 42, true, and owl, as always. Followed by my object, which we have gotten good at referring to. Well, mediocre at referring to. My object. Oh, that's not how you set that up. No. Link deleted, son of a bitch. Gotta work on that. I wish I've got the mega link delete setting checked off, which is slightly comforting, but they have the approve link, the approve a person for a link button on like the profile options when you click on someone's name, at least on the desktop. For Twitch they do, and I okayed you dudes to post links, but Twitch doesn't like that. But yeah, the Discord. What's going down? This is my name or decorations. Name is Arinomi. It's everywhere, front end, back end. Arinomi's taken, yeah, by your arch nemesis. Good. How's the site come along? Not too bad. Pretty much everything. Still got a bit of work trying out new stuff. Not sure it showed up. Deleted. Typical stupid chat. Killing links. Diving deep into React lately. Jumping on the hipster front-end framework bandwagon. That's hot. Posted in Discord. Have no reason to, but not looking forward to that kind of coding. Using just variable instead of proper data types just feels wrong. That's a weird transition for a lot of developers coming from strongly typed languages, thus the reason TypeScript exists. Huh. Good. Fun. So, we were stuck at something. Just keeping up with the chat, that's all. Don't mind me. Just a dude typing code here. My object, yet again, name, string, x underscore inc, single comma, oj, 26. That it? Is that we're good? We're golden? Let's see if they give me a green check mark or if they shut down my internet again. Boom. Green check mark in the bag. 16 of 17. See that? You see that? We are on the edge of success or the edge of failure. It's a close call. Kind of like going to the moon. And they finally launch the rocket. Could basically go either way at that point. Editing an existing object. Nice work. Let's do a little work with objects. We'll start by modifying an existing one. Add a key called interests to my object. We're going to add interests right here. Give this key an array value. The array can contain whatever you like. So we can do just a smattering of digits or numbers or movie. Okay, let's do interests. Copy. Pasty. Make Pasterton. Colon. Interest. Sandwich? Is that acceptable? Sandwiches. Yeah? Good. Good. It's fun to pretend. Was that it? Give this key an array value. The array... Are they talking about give it... like... the nesting thing? Like an array within an array? Stuff like that? Like sandwiches... and... cats? I don't know if that helps or hurts us. I can't tell. Their example shows this, a key and a value. Use object syntax you see in the editor guide for adding your own. We had just colon in sandwiches before. But it's just never ending. I started using Sass in my code, so nice. Sass is awesome, right? Critical? Holy hell. I truly think that was... I think the Sass course here at Codecademy was probably my favorite course that I've done yet. Just as far as like how it was written, at least. But it was really good, and it just... Sass was eye-opening for how helpful and like powerful it is. So that was really cool. That clicked for me. My soul was happy while doing the Sass class. I'm going to see if this works. Somehow that works, but I don't know if it's supposed to. I'm going to try just seeing if sandwiches by itself is acceptable. Copy. Did you give your interest key an array value? I did not. I did not. And you know what? I think if that's what they want, then they're probably wanting just the bracket, even. I bet that would get it. Yeah, but F that noise. We're gonna go all out. Boom. Sandwiches and cats. What's gonna be written on my tombstone? Okay, golden. Creating your own objects. You're almost there. Last step, forge your very own object in the fires of Mount JavaScript. Little kitty, where is your leg going? Yeah, good, better? Alright. It's like a little kitty knot in my lap. Oh, the fires of Mount JavaScript. That's where I'm going to spend the next 81 days after this, right? Instructions. Create your own object called myOwnObject. Give it whatever properties you like. Be sure give it at least one. You can use either literal notation or the object constructor. Here we go. I've grown fond of literal, you know? It's just... it seems nice. You don't have to try and guess what the hell they're talking about. its very name is literal, which is very, very comforting to someone like me. Object equals. So let's do name. I don't know why there's an S there. That's, oh my god, my whole leg is falling asleep. Oh my god, the pins and needles right now. Okay, just pretend it doesn't feel like something is chewing on my leg at all. This is normal. This is normal. Name string bdx inc. Ow, just, it is unbelievable how asleep my left foot is right now. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Good, good. Name, age. 26. Okay, that's cool. And, anything. Interest. Interest. Right? Is that English? Interest? God, that looks awful. Interest. Yeah, that is a word. It just, I feel it's the, I'm a crazy person. I'm a crazy person. You are now aware of the pin-like feeling in your legs prickling you. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you'll never check it out. It lets you nest elements so they can, oh, share rules, good, good, good. You are now aware of the, yeah, good. Give your object a method. Oh. Hold on, hold the phone, hold the phone. Give my object a method, interest, sandwich, sandwich, give it a method, give it a method, oh, huh, yes, Aeronomy, thank you, the T. I was like, this word is not in the English dictionary. Just pushing you a bit. You haven't learned that yet, though. Topher, good god. Why you always gotta keep me on my toes? Holy hell. Why is there so much anger here? Expected to match a blankety blank from line 1 in salt. Oh, it's cause I keep putting semicolons because of everything else, but we are not in Kansas anymore. Inside JavaScript objects is no place for a semicolon. See, we get all that red and hazardous nonsense. We want a comma. We want a comma. Just pushing you a bit. You haven't learned jump function console. I jumped. Yes. Critical name console. Critical loves you plus name. All right. I think in general, for learning the basics of arrays, I think we're in the clear. Let's see if they agree. Boom. Green check mark. Arrays and objects in JavaScript. Badge earned. Awesome. Hot damn. Let's go ahead and close this. We will take a peek at the next section. Contact list. With arrays and objects, we can create a contact list phone book with ease. Start next lesson. Aeronomy, well done. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see. What do we have up against us for tomorrow? Tomorrow, only 8 sections. Building our phone book thing. What you'll be building. In this project, we'll combine our knowledge of objects and arrays to create a simple contact list, and using functions, we'll be able to log the entries in our contact list to the console, as well as search for a particular entry. Sounds good. Sounds interesting. Let's back out of this. Let's see, where do we stand? Day 81 concludes 68% of the way through JavaScript with 959 points of arbitrary gold stars and 131 badges in the bag. Way cool. Good times. Awesome. Well, let's power this down. Learn to love the for loop. Damn. For loop is unnecessary with ES 2015. Dear God. I hope not. I'm just getting comfortable with the for loop after 81 days. I've just gotten comfortable with the variable and the start and the stop and the iterating, plus, minus, equals, but it's neat in almost every other language. Thank God. Okay, so it's not completely useless. That's reassuring. Okay, well that's that. That's where we are concluding day 81, 68% of the way through with all that fun. Thank you guys, Critical, Topher, Aranomi, anyone else who may have stopped by. Little kitty, did you mean to say bye or anything? No? Alright. Well, then we will kill the stream. Stop streaming? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Hell yeah. Kill it.